Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Healing and Growth. If you're new here, I'm truly grateful you found your way to this space. Today, I want to talk about marriage. Not the fairy tale version we often see online, not the picture-perfect highlight reels, but real marriage. The kind that requires faith, the kind that asks for patience, the kind that calls for healing, growth, and grace. Because marriage isn't just about love, it's about commitment. It's about character, and it's about choosing each other every single day. Here's an important truth we don't talk about enough. Marriage is not meant to complete you. Marriage is meant to complement you. The Bible tells us in Genesis 2:24, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh." Notice it doesn't say two broken people become one healed person. It's two individuals choosing unity. Two people walking together while still taking responsibility for their own growth. A healthy marriage starts when both people are willing to grow, individually and together. Marriage will expose you. It will bring your wounds to the surface, your habits, your triggers, your patterns. And that can feel uncomfortable, but it's not a bad thing, because exposure is often where healing begins. Marriage teaches you how to love beyond emotion. Feelings come and go, seasons change, but commitment is a choice. 1 Corinthians 13:4-7 reminds us that love is patient, love is kind. It doesn't keep score. It doesn't act out of pride. It protects, it trusts, it hopes, and it perseveres. That kind of love isn't automatic. It's built slowly, intentionally, day by day. Marriage is learning how to choose each other on the hard days, on the days when communication feels off, on the days when stress is heavy, on the days when you don't feel fully understood. And let me be honest, marriage will challenge your ego. You quickly learn that love isn't about winning arguments. It's about protecting the connection. Sometimes love sounds like, "Help me understand. I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention. Let's pray about this together." Faith plays a powerful role in marriage. When God is at the center, marriage has an anchor, because people will disappoint you at times, but God remains faithful. Ecclesiastes 4:12 tells us, "A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken." When you invite God into your marriage, you're not carrying the weight alone. Grace fills the gaps where love feels stretched. Marriage also requires humility. You won't always be right, and you won't always get your way, but humility allows love to grow. Philippians 2:3 reminds us to value one another above ourselves. Marriage is learning how to serve without keeping score, how to listen without preparing a response, how to love without conditions. Another important truth, marriage does not heal unhealed wounds. If anything, it magnifies them. That's why self-work matters, healing matters, self-awareness matters. A strong marriage is built by two people who take responsibility for their own growth. You cannot expect your partner to fix what you refuse to face. That doesn't mean marriage is easy. It means marriage is intentional. There will be seasons of joy, and there will be seasons of testing, moments of deep connection, and moments of distance. Distance doesn't mean failure. Sometimes it's simply an invitation to reconnect. Marriage thrives on communication, not silence, not assumptions, not avoidance. Ephesians 4:2-3 reminds us to be patient, gentle, and loving with one another, because growth takes time. Marriage is also about grace. Grace when your partner falls short. Grace when words are spoken too quickly. Grace when mistakes are made. Love without grace becomes heavy. Grace without truth becomes unhealthy. A healthy marriage needs both. Marriage is learning how to fight for each other, not against each other. Remembering that you're on the same team. And let me say this clearly, marriage is not about losing yourself. A healthy marriage allows you to grow into who God created you to be, not shrink just to keep the peace. When love is healthy, it supports growth. It doesn't compete with it. Marriage also requires forgiveness, not once, but many times, because holding on to resentment slowly erodes love. Colossians 3:13 reminds us to forgive as the Lord forgave us. Forgiveness doesn't remove accountability, but it does free your heart. Marriage is choosing to build when walking away feels easier, choosing repair over retreat, choosing love over pride. And if you're single and listening to this, hear me clearly. Marriage is not the goal, wholeness is. A healthy marriage is the overflow of two whole people walking in purpose. And if you're married and struggling, you're not alone. Struggle doesn't mean failure, it means you're human. God can restore what feels broken. He can soften what feels hard. He can heal what feels distant. Marriage requires prayer, not just when things go wrong, but daily. Because when you pray together, hearts soften and love deepens. So whether you're married, preparing for marriage, or believing for it someday, remember this. Marriage is a journey, a sacred partnership, a daily choice, built with faith, strengthened by patience, protected by grace, and sustained by love. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this message spoke to your heart, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may need encouragement today. Until next time, keep loving with intention, keep growing together, and keep God at the center.